Coming up on Business Incorporated, today Nigeria's inflation jumps to 11.24% from 11.02% in the month of August, beating some of the forecasts. Meantime, Seplat is buying airline for 382 million US dollars. That's about 166 pence a share. Meantime, Angola's central bank, says more bank licenses may be revoked as the regulator tries to clean up the country's banking industry. I am Bosin Omofai. Let's get the show started. We begin with Nigeria's inflation, which jumped to 11.24% year-on-year basis in September, indicating a 0.22% uptick compared to August 11.02%, as increases were recorded in all divisions. According to the data from the National Bureau of Statistics, on month-on-month basis, the headline inflation rose 1.04% in September, 0.05% higher than the rate recorded in August, which was 0.99%. Core inflation went higher to 8.94% in the month under review compared to 8.68% in the previous month, while on a month-on-month basis, the core sub-index increased 0.89% against 0.67% in the previous month. For the food index, we recorded 13.51% compared to 13.17. That's a year-on-year basis, and on a month-on-month basis, that was reading 1.30%, higher than 1.22% because of increases in the price of bread, cereals, oils, and fat, meat, potatoes, yam, and other tubers. The urban inflation for Nigeria increased to 11.78% on a year-on-year basis, and while the rural inflation rate was 10.77% on a year-on-year basis and 0.96% on a month-on-month basis. Those numbers actually went higher across those parameters. So let's talk about the marketplace, where major indices on the African continent were mostly positive today, except the Egyptian market, EGX30, which was down 0.81% intraday. And you can see the Kenyan stock market closed negative on Monday. In Nigeria today, the index gained 0.02%. That has since turned negative this afternoon, while the GSE was up just a marginal 0.05%. All those markets still have about an hour or more before closing. In the Middle East, markets were largely negative intraday Tuesday. In the United Arab Emirates, the Abu Dhabi stock index was down 0.13%, and the Dubai financial markets shared 0.5%. Flip that over and you're looking at the Saudi Tadawul index, down a whopping 1.32% as the market there continued to react to the lackluster investors' relationship with the Saudi, despite its recent admission into the MSCI Emerging Markets Index. On the flip side, you see the Qatar's index gained 0.25%, 10,430. And right now it's looking positive for the European markets after the European Union negotiator, Michel Barnier, said a Brexit deal between the EU and the UK is still possible this week. My colleague of DWTV for Channels Television at the Frankfurt Stock Exchange is standing by from the trading floor there in Germany and is live to us for this discussion. Ulrich Bartz, it's good to see you. Welcome to the program here. Barnier says a deal is still possible with the UK. How are the markets in Europe reacting to this? Is this something optimistic for investors and traders?
Yes, it's lending support to the general market mood. The markets are moving up. Not so much in London, oddly enough. The FTSE is down just a tad. It's kind of treading water on the negative side of the picture. But I think this is due to the pound gaining momentum. The sterling shot up when these remarks became known. And it's supporting the other markets, though. The DAX, where you see the curve behind me here in the Frankfurt trading floor, it's going up by about 0.5%. You see the same picture, basically the same gains being posted on average in Paris and also in Milan. The Brexit minister of the UK government echoing Michel Barnier's assessment, saying very possible that a deal will be reached. But, you know, there are other comments out there as well from major European politicians, from EU partners that will be also represented at the summit on Thursday and Friday. And some of them say it's a tall order to get a deal in there, and there's quite a lot of skepticism around too, so that may be a good explanation for the fact that the share gains are not all that impressive today.
Yeah. So how are investors in Frankfurt keeping a close eye on trade and the Chinese economy? The Chinese economic data hasn't been sitting pretty in recent months. So what is behind all of this, and has it been digested in the markets over there in Europe?
Yeah, I think that's also contributing to the general sense of, treading carefully. Inflation has soared in China. And this is due to the outbreak of swine fever there. That's curtailed the supply of pork, a major food in China. The pork prices in September, have surged by over 69%, in fact. And this translates to food prices overall going up by more than 11%. So the inflation number, big jump, 3% for September. And sure, swine fever will be over at some time, but the Chinese have signaled that they're more than ready, considering this situation, to purchase lots and lots of U.S. pork. And that, of course, demonstrates that it's only one facet of both sides needing one another, the U.S. and China, in trade in order to move forward.
So what's wrong with Wirecard? This company is on the wire as we speak when it comes to... So
yeah,
this is... Yes, it's Wirecard on the wire as we speak. So what's the problem with this payment processing company, Ulrich?
Yeah, it's dropping by up to over 20% at the moment. It's around 17, 18% down, and that's just for the day. And it's not the first time it's had drops like these. In the past couple of months, it's lost about 40% of its value, and it's having a feud with the Financial Times, or the Financial Times with it, however you want to take it, and throw in the German Supervisory Authority, the BaFin, and German prosecutors to boot. They're all involved in this. The origin are allegations by the Financial Times, a respected, renowned newspaper, claiming that there was wrongdoing at Wirecard and that Wirecard is not being forthcoming about this, and Wirecard denying the charges. They admitted to some of the charges, lesser wrongdoings, but not near anything the allegations that the FT is claiming. The newest case concerns apparent alleged wrongdoing in Dubai and Ireland, with Wirecard apparently misstating grossly the revenue and the profits that it generated through its payment processing business in those countries. We don't know who's right, but certainly the investors are having a big scare about it. Wirecard, not just any company, it's one of the DAX elements.
Very interesting. The markets and investors don't take kindly to accounting irregularities. If you remember the whole issue with Arthur Anderson and all of that back then, accounting irregularities or misstatement in financial statements or financial accounts is a very serious market misbehavior if it happens, whenever it happens. Thank you so much, Ulrich. It's good to see you. Have a great day in Frankfurt with the rest of the team of DWTV for Channels Television.